All right, guys, finishing up with a very abbreviated look at Unit 1. We've made it to topic 1.6, dealing with interactions between Europeans, Native Americans, and Africans. Basically, when it comes down to it, the best way to look at this one is to just trace the path as it goes, because we're dealing with perspectives developing and changing and just kind of how this whole process works. So just to go over that briefly, if you look at A, we're going to start out with kind of the setup for the whole thing and why some of these conflicts and these things are going to occur going forward. And it really all boils down to the divergent worldviews. They have natives and Europeans have different worldviews on things like religion, gender roles, family, land use, and power. I'm just going to pick out a couple of examples here. You can get some more on your own time. But when it comes to gender roles and family, as they start interacting, Europeans are pretty much appalled and, well, surprised and appalled by the fact that in native societies, men typically hunted, and that was pretty much it. Women took care of the farming and took more of an active role in the running of a village and in a family. So women have, a little more status, a little more power than they do in European societies. So that's going to be the first one. The next one has to do with land use. Natives don't have a concept of land ownership. Everything is pretty much communal within the village. So the forest is for everyone to hunt. The land is for everyone to farm. They don't have private ownership, which is 100% opposite of the way Europeans view land. They look at permanent ownership as one of their main markers of wealth, I guess would be the best way to put that. So we have conflicts coming within that. In other words, when Native Americans sold, and I'm using air quotes even though you can't see me, sold land to Europeans, the natives didn't realize it was a permanent sale. So we have conflicts that come from that. And then within power, I don't really have anything with that. I apologize. I thought I did. But just if you can find something on that, awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it. So we start out with these differing worldviews. Then we move to the mutual understandings that are going to occur as they come into contact. For example, Columbus is the first example of this. He thought that Native Americans were Indians as he landed in the Caribbean. Another example, Cortez was thought to be a god, was thought to be the Aztec god as he makes his way into the Aztec Empire and other things like this. So these understandings, like over time, start to come into conflict. But as you see at the backside of B here, over time, Europeans and natives adopted aspects of each other's culture, which is really what I want you to focus on as we're doing this. So as far as European adoptions of native things, Europeans are going to adopt the method of farming that Native Americans have on the eastern seaboard and in the Mississippi River Valley, which is Three Sisters farming, which we've already talked about, corn, beans, squash. Natives, on the other hand, are going to adopt some of European stuff, such as technologies, weapons being the main one, but also metal goods as well, knives, pots, etc. They're also going to a small degree, learn some of the European languages. There are going to be some that convert to Christianity. I know we don't focus on that as we're talking about conversion or as we have talked about that, but it does occur. So you have adoptions on both sides, even though you have these misunderstandings. So we've got differing worldviews, misunderstandings, adoptions. Then we get into kind of the conflicts that falls under C. With the encroachments on Native Americans' lands, you start to see reactions. I'm not going to go through it here. You did it on your summer chart, on your summer assignment. I know that's forever ago, but if you can find it, you have some of these conflicts within that chart. So got conflicts, and then what ends up happening at the end of the day is there starts to be debates over the treatment of natives, particularly with the Spanish Empire. The person who brings this debate to the forefront is Bartolomé de las Casas, who is a priest living in the New World, and he's seeing what's happening to Native Americans through the encomienda system, forced conversions, all these kinds of things. His argument was that as these people converted, they shouldn't be treated horribly. So he's going to come at it from that standpoint. On the other side, you have Juan Sepulveda, and I'm running out of time here. It's going to take the other side, saying they should be treated the way they are. This all culminates with the Valladolid debate. Look these up if you don't have them in the box. Be able to explain them, be able to explain that debate. All right, that wraps up Unit 1.